Hi, welcome to another edition of Business Bites from Bauer Media here in Northern Ireland. My name is David Tighe, the Managing Director of Bauer Media. And each week we take a look into the world of business for some insight and opinion. And we speak to a special guest. And this week, my guest is Peter Marshall, who's the Chairperson of Responsible Plastic Management. Peter, welcome to Business Bites.
Thanks, David. Good morning.
Well, it's great to have you along. Let's get straight into the conversation. I love companies that you can really tell what they're all about from the name of the company, and I think I can guess what the company is all about. But just for those people who haven't heard of Responsible Plastic Management or the Responsible Plastic Management Program, can you just give us some perspective on the company and what's it all about, and give us some idea of how you operate here?
Yeah, absolutely. So, Responsible Plastic Management Program, we shorten it down to the RPM program. It has been in existence for 2 years, and what we are is an assurance program as such with an improver pathway. And what we do is we engage organizations to help them reduce their impact from plastics on the environment. So in layman's terms, we're a bit like a golf club. People join the club and then we introduce them to coaches, which help them with their performance, and they can decide to sort of get very, very good at it, or just, do the necessary things that they should be doing in changing businesses normal to improve the environment. So we're aimed at all types of organizations. We're international in our targeting, and we work with organizations from awareness of what is the plastic problem through to helping them with tools through to independent verification and certification, which helps them communicate that through to customers or regulators or other interested parties.
Okay, so it sounds like a one-stop shop really to kind of sort yourself out when it comes to plastic and the environment. So businesses, obviously, there's been a pretty challenging set of circumstances the last couple of years. We're hearing things at the minute about perhaps some of those objectives around the environment being put to one side at government levels temporarily. What kind of impact do you think that will have? And how far have we come, particularly in Northern Ireland, do you think?
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. The difference about, I suppose, plastic and other sustainability initiatives is that when you talk about net zero, some things can be quite intangible. So I could potentially fly to London and somebody could allow me to say that I flew there sort of like carbon neutral. Difficulty with plastics is that plastics is very tangible. So as a society, we have created 8 billion tons of plastic, and that's still in our environment. And instead of doing something about that, we're actually producing another 400 million tons every year, and only 10% of that's being recycled. So what we have is plastics going into the environment at an alarming rate, going into our oceans. So I suppose the good news for organizations is that this shouldn't really be costing them any money. This should be helping them actually realize the value of maybe some of the plastic that they're throwing out, and is being sort of like taken away, help them to ask better questions. So as Northern Ireland, from a business perspective, we're probably lacking on some of the detail of what's actually happening in plastic. So we might have some companies that are doing their best, going through sort of like practices to sort and collect their plastic waste. And then they're not asking the question, well, what's happening in that plastic waste? So that plastic waste could be going for incineration, or it could be going to a developed country. And this would be pretty disappointing for everybody who's involved, that, effort is being sort of like made, but people are not sort of like following through on improving the recycling, the circularity of the plastic. So we definitely believe that, the plastic management as such shouldn't necessarily be seen as, increasing costs. If anything, it should be, returning some benefit to the clients.
And from a business perspective, obviously, there's a huge environmental positive benefit by being more responsible with plastic. but you talk there about not costing a business anything particularly. So, are there economic benefits for businesses by being more responsible for with plastic?
Yeah, so if you know we're sort of like targeted, so plastic has a role to play in business, a very effective role in some circumstances. We wouldn't be able to be having this conversation without plastic in our computers, and we wouldn't be able to have it without probably plastic in our clothes and so and the like. So, but what we're talking about is the elimination of problem plastic or unnecessary plastic. So what we have is the ability to lightweight some products. We have the ability to reduce the amount of plastic packaging on some products. We have the ability to maybe get, more returns. So people are paying for their plastic waste to be taken away, but are they seeing any value from that? Not at this moment. So if they start to think plastic as a resource and plastic waste also as a resource, then they're likely to see some economic benefit. We're also sort of like seeing a UK plastic tax coming in for packaging 1st of April. And therefore, if organizations don't actually get their plastic in order, they're going to be taxed something similar to a VAT sort of like type charge. So it's pretty important that people do start realizing that, getting plastic management in order is going to help, their business, internally and externally, and they're going to have that ability to communicate that out to market and society, because there are very few plastic deniers out there. I think society is quite clear that we do need to do something about plastic, but it's just where you start, and therefore we've created a model where people can get involved in training at an early stage to have a better conversation, a better understanding about plastic, through to utilizing some tools to try and identify what are the plastics of significance within their business, through to linking them with experts where we can actually do something really positive.
Yeah, what industries do you think would really benefit from the kind of services you provide in Northern Ireland? I mean, who are those? I'm not specifically naming them, but what sectors are
Yeah.
the ones that I think you need to target
Yeah.
most?
So we've got about 15 different sectors involved in the program at this moment in time, and that ranges from SME through to global international companies. So we have food manufacturers, we have construction, we have pharma. We have office facilities. So organizations, do want to show their staff they're a good company to work for, that they're concerned about the environment, and organizations who have markets want to demonstrate out to their markets that they're doing stuff. So we're seeing both commercial and government contracts starting to refer to, green procurement requirements. And therefore, we see organizations that need to communicate out that they're doing what they can about plastics, doing something about it. It should be highlighted that although we're setting up a centre of excellence in Northern Ireland, this is international. So we have a big ambition to engage about 100,000 organisations in the programme, and we've probably got about 12 different countries involved at this stage.
Wow, sounds like a real success story that's started and is going to only go one direction. We all hope. So I suppose just a final message, Peter, just for anyone that's thinking about that journey now, that might be sitting here watching this, that just doesn't know where to start. What simple advice would you give?
Yeah, it's all about networks. So we talk about a collaborative framework. We're very thankful to the Belfast City Council for the support that they have given us in terms of helping us with a strategy, and they themselves have introduced us to further networks. And even the likes of, this opportunity to, spread the word about the RPM program is us reaching out, sort of like trying to network with different parts of society. So I suppose, we were lucky when we started that we had an international network already, and we're starting to build on that. So I would definitely say it's the power of who.
Well, we're helping to spread the word, and we're all right behind you and the team at Responsible Plastic Management. Peter, thanks for being our guest.
No problem. Thank you.